Next, recently Governor Rauner signed a bill mandating health insurance companies provide coverage for a disorder known as PANDAS, pediatric autoimmune neuropsychiatric disorder associated with strep. First, we air 3 minutes of an interview we conducted in May with Kate Drury, a mother of a child with PANDAS. Following that, we'll attend the bill signing ceremony with Governor Rauner and others from Mrs. Drury's home. This runs about 10 minutes.
Ladies, thanks for joining us. And you are both mothers of children who have been impacted by disease I think most of us have never heard of. And I wanted to get your stories about what happened to your child and then how you happened to be, which you probably didn't expect to be, standing here in the state capitol lobbying for legislation.
Right.
Kate, what is your story?
My son, on his 8th birthday, he was completely normally happy functioning before. On his 8th birthday, he woke up with strep throat. He then woke up a completely different child. He can no longer function. He developed extreme OCD. He became anorexic because he was scared of food. He was scared of water, so he wouldn't bathe for 2 months. He had motor tics so bad that we thought he was having seizures. We begged our doctors for answers. We had no idea what it was. They were telling us that we needed to put him into an institution, that we may never get him back again. He screamed in pain from the minute he woke up to the minute he went to sleep. And my 2 younger kids I couldn't even take care of them. They were taking care of themselves because I was with him constantly. Finally, after 2 months of him going through this pain and us not knowing what it is and almost having to give up and put him in an institution, we found a doctor that said, I think he has PANDAS. Let's get his blood work. We did the blood work. He had strep titers 6 times higher than normal reference range. He needed high-dose antibiotics. He started coming back to us. He started to eat again. He started to be able to read again and started to be able to leave the house. His brain was so inflamed, though, because what had happened is he got the strep throat, so his own antibodies, instead of attacking the strep, attacked the back of his brain, which was causing all of these motor and emotional functions to decline. So we went ahead. We found one of the top doctors in the United States right in Hinsdale, Illinois. We decided to go ahead with IVIG, which is fresh blood antibodies from other donors, to reset his immune system. We couldn't afford it. It was $12,000 for one treatment. Our family, I have a big family, they decided to do a fundraiser. They raised the funds. My son had the treatment.
And let me interject. You had to be paying for it yourself because it wasn't covered by insurance.
Correct.
Is that right?
It was the recommended treatment to cure him, and it wasn't covered by insurance. We went ahead with it because we knew it would give our son his life back. So we raised the money, we did the treatment. 6 months later, after my son had missed almost all of 2nd grade, he was 100%. Back in 3rd grade, football star. Now he's in 6th grade, football star, basketball star, straight A's, honor roll student. Not a symptom again. So. And
when he had strep throat, how quickly did his symptoms of the PANDA disease manifest itself?
It was almost within a day or so. The strep throat first came on. We did low-dose antibiotics to treat the strep, but the antibodies were already attacking his brain. It was he was too weak to fight it, so we didn't pair the 2 and 2 together until 2 months later when a doctor brought it up again. Governor, I just wanted to thank you so much for coming to my home. To sign this bill that means so much to my family, but so many others in Illinois and across the U.S. This is just amazing. So thank you so much for coming.
And I'm Wendy Navarra from PANDAS PAN's Advocacy and Support, and I also would like to extend a huge amount of gratitude to you for coming today. And I'd like to also thank our legislators who have stood by us for the last couple of years as we fought something that we thought at one time was insurmountable. So we are so grateful that you're here, and we're so grateful that kids in Illinois will be getting access to coverage for PANDAS. I mean, it's terribly important, and we're happy to see you.
I'm State Representative Deb Conroy, and it was the privilege of my career to be able to be a small part of Team Charlie. Kate and Wendy and Charlie are the reason that we're here today. Their fight is why we're here, and I am so grateful that we will now be able to offer the coverage that these families need in the state of Illinois, and it is my hope that this will continue in the other 49 states.
I'm Senator Tom Cullerton of the 23rd District. It was my honor to be part of this. It was my honor to meet Kate on our first initial meeting and start this process and get us moving. We have had some incredible partners, the advocacy for PANDAS and the incredible moms. I have to say that again and again. The families are what made this possible. The families advocating for their children, the families stepping up and doing a ton of legwork, made our job as legislators easier. We had full support from both sides of the aisle. We're very glad the governor's here today to sign this bill, but we could not have done this without all of the moms and all of the families who are advocating for their children to find an end to this. So thank you.
Hi, good morning. I'm Senator Chris Nybo. Governor, thank you so much for being here and for signing this bill. Senator Cullerton and Representative Conroy are the true heroes on this bill. They championed this in the legislature, got unanimous support. I'm a chief co-sponsor. I'm delighted to see this bill signed. As a parent, I've got a good friend, Scott Breka, whose son is about to receive treatment, and so we'll be able to provide coverage for his son. And as a parent of a daughter who has diabetes, I have firsthand experience dealing with insurance companies and being denied and fighting insurance companies and trying to get coverage. So anything that we can do in this state to get treatment for kids who need it, I will always be on board. So I'm delighted to be here, and thank you for inviting me.
State Representative Peter BREEN from Lombard. Again, Governor, I want to thank you so much. When I asked for a bill signing, I didn't realize, they called up and said, hey, how about Tuesday? I said, oh my goodness, and what are we going to do? And said, to Kate, wouldn't it be something to have a bill signed into law on your kitchen table, and particularly Charlie's Law? And this is something that was a great example of bipartisan cooperation. Even to that critical first vote in the House, I remember on that last day before Easter recess, we went and Deb, the bill was on the board and it didn't go. And the bill was on the board and didn't go. And my wife Margie was texting with Kate and they said, well, Deb doesn't want to call it. She doesn't think she has the votes. And so we went over there and we worked it out and said, we've got the votes, let's do it. And all of a sudden it was unanimous out of both chambers. So again, this is how when we come together on these key important issues, we can get things done in Illinois. And just an incredible honor for us in Lombard to have the governor coming back. And I wanted to just recognize very briefly our mayor of Lombard is here, Keith Gennaro, as well as our county board member, Pete DiCiani. So again, Governor, thank you so much. And thank you again for coming back to the lovely Lilac Village of Lombard.
Good morning, everyone. This is a very important day. This shows the good things that can happen when we come together promptly, effectively, to put our children first. Our young people should be the top priority in everything that we do in the state of Illinois. Our children, their health, their education, their well-being should be first and foremost in everything we do in public service and in government. Today shows what we can get done when we work together on a bipartisan basis to move quickly, expeditiously, and we wanted to come together quickly. When I got this bill, I said, let's quickly set up a time when I can sign it. This was bipartisan. It took a lot of work. I especially want to thank Kate Drury and Wendy and the other parents who've been advocating on this issue for a long time. It's very important. Illinois will now be the first state in America. Illinois will now be the first state in America to have insurance coverage for this vicious disease. This is pediatric, autoimmune, neuropsychiatric disorder that can come from being infected with strep as a youngster. It can cause nerve damage, it can cause significant psychiatric disorders. If we catch it early with proper treatment, we can actually cure it and actually deal with it on an effective basis. If we don't address it and treat it early, it can lead to longer term, much more serious illness and challenges for our young people. It's the right thing to do. We want to thank the insurance companies and the insurance industries for working with us on this. Now we will have all insurance companies in Illinois, and the only state in America where we have all insurance companies covering this issue for health for our children. This is a very good day, great progress. I want to thank Representative Conroy, Senator Cullerton, Senator Nybo, Representative Breen, and all the members of the General Assembly for addressing this challenge. And it's an honor for me to join them today and all the parents here to do what's right for our children and put our children's health and well-being first and foremost. With that, we'll sign the bill.
You're watching the Illinois Channel, an independent nonprofit corporation formed to provide gavel-to-gavel coverage of Illinois state government and other public affairs events taking place across Illinois.